Tyler, I'll do it this way. Welcome to what would have been opening day of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Today.
I don't care. I'm not. I'll watch the playoffs if we get there.
I know, but it's still like it's weird that it's not happening.
Yeah,
it's huge. Okay,
I think
Tyler,
at this point, though, we're all on the same page where all of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, like, oh, this would be this. It doesn't. We're just trying to all.
I know. It was just something I saw that made me think. We're here with Phil Reese, who I only know him via Twitter. We chatted on Twitter when this all started, and we were going back and forth. I'm like, hey, come on. And now 30-some videos later, we finally get him on. So, Phil, thank you for coming on. Yay.
Yeah, thank you. And I think the community is really benefiting from being able to be aware of everything, in this short term, but also all of your other podcasts, I think, really do a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Lehigh Valley.
Thank you. I mean,
I like the shrine, the Music Fest shrine you got going on behind you.
Yeah, that's definitely a little side hobby I have.
Where did you get those?
Did you take those?
Did you take those photos?
Yeah, these are all my own photos.
Oh, cool.
Right. What? How long were you? I was trying. How many years have you been going to Music Fest? Has it been like a lifer, or is it new?
No, I moved to Pennsylvania about 20 years ago.
Okay.
To Lehigh Valley maybe about 7 years ago.
Right.
But only just recently started to become the person who would go all 10 days, and I don't really want to have that ever not happen, to be honest.
Yeah.
People are gonna always complain about any festival that's anywhere, but sure. I love people who embrace it because it's ours, and then when you can get past that whole, it's a small, I don't know, I just love when people go all in and they have a lot of fun with it. So
heck, it's the #1 festival 2 years in a row by USA Today. That's got to say something.
Yeah,
I think people get mad at when something good happens where they live.
Yeah,
they're like, it's not that good. You guys, you should see the whole real thing, that kind of thing. So
people want to have
story
stuff to complain about.
I had always invited my college buddies to come see it. And they're always thinking it's this rinky-dink little they're thinking mostly polka music or something like that. And I just kept saying, no, you got to check it out. You got to check it out. And then a couple of years back, they finally took me up on it. And my one buddy opens up the American Airlines magazine as he's coming up, and there's a whole article about it. And he started to get ready for what he was about to experience. And then they get here, and within 5 minutes of walking across the hill-to-hill bridge and standing there, with a Music Fest mug of beer and live music at 3 p.m, they were like, why didn't we ever come in the past?
Yeah,
right.
So now they come every year. Basically an annual thing that all my college buddies come on that weekend, that opening.
Let's go. We haven't even talked about you yet. We're 5 minutes in. So tell us a little bit about yourself. You said you're in the insurance industry. You had to come home last week, start working from home. How has your week been? Just how has it kind of changed from what it normally would be?
Oh yeah, I mean, I work down in King of Prussia, so on one hand, it's been nice to not have to drive the hour there and back every day. But I do miss, being in there, being part of all the action and the conversations that are going on or whatever. But I will say, technologies like this and being able to work from home has been quite, dependable and pretty amazing what we're able to pull off. We had done a nice amount of, not that anyone cares about this, but we had done a nice amount of investing that based on, winter storms, we wanted to be able to continue to operate without interruption. So about 2, 3, 4 years ago, we probably invested a lot where the whole company could work from home.
Yeah.
And we're 1,000 people, so that's not a small undertaking. We didn't expect it to be 2 weeks plus, but there's been really no interruption for us. As we go through this. But just for me personally, most of what I do is by the phone or by webcam anyway, so it's kind of been business as usual.
Yeah, and you're in insurance. You said property and casualties. What and for small businesses too. What are maybe some advice or some suggestions you can give?
Sure. I mean,
this time to
insurance
maximize
always an interesting conversation, big time, cocktail party talk. But I would say in this time, most likely there's this survival mode adaptation going on where it's just if I'm a restaurant and I'm no longer open for taking in customers, I'm going to convert to do a lot more delivery and a lot more selling of, for example, Molinari's is selling their pasta instead of serving it. that changes some things that you're not going to think, oh, as I adapt, I need to call my insurance agent. I would just say, make sure you do that so that you don't run into an issue down the road. Now, we, as well as a lot of our, fellow insurance companies, are definitely in a mode of understanding and empathy of what's going on. But I would just say the more communication, the better, just to make sure there's nothing that would lead to an issue down the
Yeah, that's good advice.
road. Mm-hmm. As with anything, communication being the best part of a relationship.
So yeah, if you're a small business in this time, but just a phone call probably is not a bad idea, just to touch base. And
yep.
I think it's going to be pretty funny when everybody goes back to work and bosses are like, no, you can't work from home. And they're like, hey man, remember like when we worked from home for like 2 weeks and everything was fine? That whole excuse is out the window now. I love it.
Yeah, I think it'll be hard for, whether it's business owners or CEOs or whatever. I do think it'll be a hard decision afterwards on what would be best. Because there is definitely something you get by all working in the same location that's different from working from home.
Right, absolutely.
But flexibility certainly being, possibly at new levels. And then also, I think it's interesting too, just at a much higher level, it's fascinating to hear like how pollution has just taken such a quick turn, faster than anybody even thought. I don't know if you've seen the dolphins have returned to Italy, and I think air quality in Los Angeles has returned to like 1640 levels. I mean, like, it's just like very fast we can clean this stuff up. And I think we owe it to
it's also kind of strange if you really think about it in 2020 that we live in a place like in our house or our apartment, and then we wake up and get ready to go to a totally different place to do what we could do. We could basically do our jobs from our beds if we really wanted to.
As you can see, I can do my job from my bed. There are a lot of jobs that you can't do from your bed, though. But yeah, I mean, but there are some jobs like this. Even when I used to work in an office, they would give me some crap for like wanting to do stuff on my own time or at home. They're like, don't do work on your home computer, that sort of stuff. It's just silly. Like, we need to be more efficient, not worried about these draconian 9-to-5 rules about not wearing jeans and stuff. Like, who cares?
Yeah,
it's so silly. It's just so slow.
Yeah,
businesses are slow to adapt.
If you work here, you have to come into this building and you have to dress like a butler in order to be able to work for us. It's like, do you? People are still going to buy like if Phil sells me insurance, I'm going to buy it. Whether he has
it's all about controlling you. Like, it's all about controlling you. If I tell you can't wear jeans, Monday through Thursday, well, I have power over you now. It's all whatever. I don't know. I'm going down a funky way.
Is people get out more? Like, I can't wait for this to open up and you can go walking down Main Street or 3rd and grab a beer and have a conversation with someone face to face. I can't wait for that to open back.
Oh yeah, me either. It's funny what you realize that you miss and what you've taken for granted.
Totally. We're buying a kayak.
That's a total non sequitur.
Well, no, I'm serious. Like, I was thinking last summer, like, I wish I had a kayak, and then I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to have a kayak, and now I'm like, I'm buying a kayak. Like, I want to go do that. And why? Like, and after all this, I'm buying it, and we're gonna go out, and I'm gonna learn how to kayak. I mean, it's not very hard, but you know what I mean.
Yes,
speaking of some activities, here's my segue. Before we started, you gotta go. Well, no, he hasn't called yet.
Okay.
There's a couple concerts and some musicians that are playing live that you're excited to. Where are people finding them? Where are you finding them? Who are you looking forward to seeing?
So I think Arts Quest is doing a nice job. They put up that Arts Quest at homepage, and they're trying to collect a lot of things that are going on the internet, and it's a direct link right to that. And they're even doing their own stuff right there, whether it's a movie talkback or still trying to do improv classes, which is funny in and of itself. But I think some of the ones that I've been catching, Low Cut Connie's doing a fantastic job. And they're doing another one tonight, actually. They did 3 over the weekend, and they just said, let's just keep doing this. And I think the other thing that's neat is all of them are not making their own money, but a lot of them are hooking up like a way to donate. So they're donating to Phil Abundance, a local band here, Trouble City All-Stars. They're performing on Sunday. and they're going to be raising money for New Bethany Ministries. And other, like, so the Accidentals, that they're a band that I don't think they're on my wall, but they've played Music Fest a bunch. They're pretty great. They're playing at like 3:00 today. If you just check out the Arts Quest webpage, you're going to see.
Yeah, cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's been a couple. There's an improv one tonight. I mean, I think I'll get this video up by then. There's another Arts Quest improv one. It's just fun. It's fun to kind of, obviously I want to go see people face to face, and I want to go to, to Steel Stacks and see a show. However, now having these, experiencing some of these shows as we have, even having my wife come up here and we're kind of watch together, I think there's something to be said for maybe continuing some of that stuff in the future. Maybe not, obviously not as much, but I think there is some sort of market for it.
Oh, totally. And especially if it's farther away than where you can get to or whatever, I think simulcasting stuff on a live stream would be a smart move. Because also, obviously, a lot of people have been talking about this, either setting up like either a Zoom cocktail party, or whatever. We've also been getting on and watching the show while we're also chatting, people who we would have gone to that show together. So like,
yeah,
there's definitely a way to do it in person, and then there's a way to do it also virtually.
Well, I mean, you can also, you sell the password. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's things they would have to go into, but hey, this was fun. If we're stuck here any longer, we'll check back in with you.
Totally.
But no, I love how this worked though, because I hope then it's also weird because you said you're in Bethlehem. I'm also in Bethlehem. Well, we'll chat when we stop recording here. I'll find out exactly where. But I bet we're not even like a mile away from each other. We've only talked on Twitter and now on here, and we go to the same festival and love it. It's just crazy.
Oh, and I go to Joe's all the time, and I hear you. I don't know how we haven't run into each other there.
I don't know how you haven't seen George at Joe's Tavern.
5 years ago it would have been different, but now, yeah.
True,
hey,
flipped.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, cool. Hope to see you at Music Fest this year. Hopefully,
Thank you.
Goal.